Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. You know, I've got multiple uncles, almost every uncle on my mother's side, my father, and all of those people that have really spent time in the service. I could not have more respect for. But when we have organizations that spend time and energy, tireless time and energy, honoring our veterans, and then honoring our wounded warriors, that's when it's special. That's what's so very special about this weekend as we have the Wounded Warrior Fishing Rodeo that's going to take place. We got some of those Wounded Warriors with us today. First, Mr. John Cadlick. John, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Of course, John's an outreach specialist for the Wounded Warrior Project, and we want to talk to you a little bit more. We want to talk about your brothers that are here. Mr. Nathaniel Falk, who is here. Nathaniel, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and I appreciate that. Rounding out the show, Mr. Caleb Emerson, we appreciate you being here as well.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, good. Caleb, we got a chance to talk to you a little bit already. John, tell us a little bit about your story and how important this rodeo is.
Well, my story starts with me being alumni for Wounded Warrior Project for 3 years.
Right?
And I realized the impact that it made on myself, my healing journey, and specifically my family. So when about 6 years ago, I got offered the opportunity to come work for them and help other warriors find their own path to healing, because everyone path looks a little differently.
Sure.
And I jumped at the chance to be able to do that, to be a part of somebody else's story and be able to give back and have a new mission and purpose after leaving the service was really important for me. It gave me a new identity.
Wow. And so a brief question, how does this fishing rodeo fit into that healing process that you've seen and you've felt?
Well, there's a lot of different ways that it can fit in. One of the things is some of our warriors are still struggling with anxiety, large crowds, stuff like that. Things being out of their control, and putting them on a boat with just 2 or 3 other warriors that have walked the walk that they've been through. It creates a controlled environment for them where they can just go and be free and be in the moment. Some of the warriors have told me in the past, like, that's the first time since I left combat that I've really been in the moment. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Not worried about different things going on or different threats or whatever, but just really be able to enjoy life.
That's awesome. It's exciting as we show a little bit of that footage behind us from 2021. Nathaniel, how about yourself, sir? Tell us a little bit about your story and your enjoyment that you've had with the tournament.
Well, my story is different from John's. My story started while I was in the military. I'm recently retired after 35 years in the Army.
Oh, wait, time out. Don't say that so carelessly. 35 years.
Correct. 35 years.
Thank you for your 35 years of service.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll let you continue now. I'm sorry.
I was in a dark place. My last deployment, I had 7 deployments. In my last deployment, I got injured, and I was in a real bad place. Wallace on recruiting duty. I was a recruiter, and the Wounded Warrior to me saved me. A best friend of mine, Kenry Foster, came up to me. He had previously retired, and talked to me about the Wounded Warrior program. And like we say in Louisiana, that gumbo pot.
Oh yeah.
To me, the Wounded Warrior program was that gumbo and is that gumbo pot, a mixture of totally different programs that can help you from the mental to the physical, to the financial. So for me, it was more so the mental. It helped me get through the mental aspect. And I was speaking to Caleb earlier and was telling my grandfather always had a saying, you're either phenomenal or forgotten. The Wounded Warrior program has made me phenomenal, never forgotten.
Dude, that's special. I got to tell you, as a social worker, I cannot be more happy that there's a program that brought you out of that darkness. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm thankful for Wounded Warrior program helping you with that.
Yes.
I'm very thankful. Caleb, how about yourself?
Yes, sir. I've been a part of the Wounded Warrior Project now for about 4 years. I absolutely love the program. I love what they offer. And I have to say, every year I look forward to this, the fishing rodeo. It gives veterans the opportunity to be in an environment and be around other people that actually understand what we're going through and what we've been through. And it's hard to relate to civilians in a way because they didn't go through what we went through.
Right.
And so we look forward to it. I mean, the fishing part is just icing on the cake.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing. It's fun. But giving us the opportunity for 60 plus veterans to come together, to socialize, and just to have that camaraderie really speaks volumes.
Yeah, and all of you have kind of mentioned a little piece of what that's like. But my best friend growing up, she realized that I have a boat at my house where she can go and get out on the water. She said, I don't care if we fish or not. she said, I love the smell of being on the boat. And look, only people down in South Louisiana and can appreciate what that means, but especially for one of our warriors, wounded or otherwise, to be able to come down and just feel free, to come down and feel connected with nature, and maybe just something that makes them just feel a little bit better that day, that speaks volumes. It may be a turning point.
It is.
Right, Nathaniel?
It is. And it was. And it also, for veterans, I know, to me, it's just that peace of mind. And as a veteran, that's all we want is a peace of mind. Being out there, my brothers and sisters, on that water or in a hunting blind, it's a peace of mind, that tranquil, just being in tranquility and and saying, okay, now we're coming down from that hustle and bustle of being in combat or being in those situations. It's just that. It's a magnitude and a consortium of those things.
And for so many people, we use the word triggers all the time. If we can take away some of those triggers that create anxiety and create stress and create sadness, if we can take some of those triggers away and, like you mentioned, catch a few fish along the way, right? But find a way to be around people that are honoring our veterans, honoring our warriors, helping them go and do and be something that is a little different for them. I love hearing the stories of new warriors that come through because you guys know, and now y'all are waiting for them to figure it out, which is really cool. This fishing rodeo that is such a special part of what we do down here. You know, we spend a lot of time talking with Danny. It's nice of him to share some of his TV time, as, you know, they really do a really good job of making sure that our warriors feel special, feel honored, and feel appreciated for all the things that they do. So, John, tell us a little bit about the impact and whom we're affecting and from where.
Well, we started this fishing rodeo about 7 years ago with the Terrebonne Patriots, and they do the majority of the logistics. They put together all the food, make sure we got all the boats lined up, all that stuff. I mean, they roll out the red carpet.
Right.
And so much so that I guess this is probably my 5th year hosting it for Wounded Warrior Project. And I call Houma my second home, because I love the people in the community. I love what the impact that they're making on the veterans. It's just getting those veterans away from their everyday struggles and stresses for a little bit, being able to take them out of what's stressing them out and putting them out someplace where they can just be in the moment and live and share and make lifelong memories with their brothers and sisters.
Right.
I mean, last year we had warriors from 8 different states that came to the rodeo. 8 different states.
Well, and what you're doing is you're talking about the hard work that Danny and the Terrebonne Patriots do to make this available for those people that need to come and experience this. Some people want to, but some people need it. And that's where we kind of rely on those connections with people through the Wounded Warrior Project about making sure that we know what it is and who it is that needs to be here. Isn't that phenomenal to have people from 8 states come and do this? This is not like we're doing that Danny and Terrebonne Patriots are doing this for just people in our backyard, right? These are some people who've never been to Louisiana, never been to South Louisiana. And boy, when they get here, they got lots of surprises, right? So, Nathaniel, tell me your first experience with coming and seeing this, what it was like for you.
I was in awe.
Yeah?
I was in awe. And it meant a lot to be around Mr. Danny and his organization, how they embraced us with love, with support, everything that the branches of the military speak of, esprit de corps, selfless service. His organization is selfless service.
Yeah.
Given to us, given to the warriors, and all his time and energy. It meant awesome time for. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being on the water. I just enjoyed fishing. I was in awe at a class act organization between the Wounded Warriors and the Terrebonne Patriots.
Yeah.
How they've partnered and made this a success. It was awesome.
Yeah. Caleb, how about you? What'd you think?
I absolutely love it. Just given the environment to get away from regular life and in your thoughts, being on the water, just really just clears your mind. And then getting to experience that with fellow veterans, people that whether you met before or not, you have that instant connection because y'all both have been through things.
Right.
And y'all both have served your country. And it means the world to me.
I think there's an interesting connection from those who have served in any of the branches. And then when it's those people that are wounded warriors, I think it's kind of that next level of appreciation and understanding. And then when you have a group of people like Terrebonne Patriots that will, I mean, they roll out the red card and we pour a bunch of brown water on it. And then you get out to go fishing because they know what it's like. So let's talk a little bit about what people who haven't been here before, John, can expect.
Okay, so tomorrow we're going to have the Warriors come in,
Right.
check into the hotel
On Friday.
On Friday night, we'll have a big welcome dinner for them. You know, kind of lay down all the logistics of the weekend. You know, we found that it really helps their anxiety if we
Okay.
can give them kind of a timeline of what to expect, when to show up, where to show up, whatever up front, so that way it minimizes some of their anxiety and they know what's coming. But then we're going to get up bright and early on Saturday morning. We're going to hit the water. We're going to be out there for a good portion of the day. When we get back, we're going to have a weigh-in, like any good tournament does.
Sure.
We got to do the fish weigh-in. There's going to be some prizes given out.
Right.
We're going to do another dinner, and then they'll turn around and leave on Sunday. So we're really going to get, a good amount of time with the Warriors to get fully immersed and engage.
From a fat boy's perspective, I can tell you it's going to be some great food as well. People eat well down here, right?
Cajun country.
Come down and work hard and play even harder. Some shots here of fishing, which is just so very cool. And fishing is just one of those things. And you guys have talked about fishing in a way that I've never seen it. Fishing for me is a little bit of anxiety on the front end of getting everything ready. But I love the fact that Terrebonne Patriots make that so easy. Mm-hmm. They get the people that are going to bring you out. They get the boats. They get it all together. And we got 70 people being taken care of in a way that's so very unique and special. I love the fact, John, that we've looked at instead of just having people come in and not really spend enough time educating and letting them know what to expect. For a lot of people, most of us know some of those people who are veterans. They're pretty organized, right? They like to make plans and quite frankly, those who are either in the military who are recently retired, and God knows if you spend 35 years, you're pretty organized in the way you do things. Letting them know what to expect. Our whole goal is to increase their enjoyment and to decrease any stress or fears or worries that they may have. And you guys have come on and articulated very beautifully about what that's been like for you. And so you use the H word a lot, honor. And talking about how it's an honor to come down and help. The honor is all yours. It is all for these wounded warriors. The Terrebonne Patriots get it. Houma, we love being a second home for lots of people. We love it for this reason, especially. And so thank you again for your service. Thank you for the battle that you had to go through as a wounded warrior. More importantly, thank you for giving back to your other brothers and sisters who get to experience this. Again, the Wounded Warrior Fishing Rodeo this weekend. Very excited. Thank you to y'all and to the Terrebonne Patriots. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And that will do it for this particular segment. Don't go anywhere. A whole lot more Bayou time when we continue.